Hi everybody, welcome back to Cedar Creek RC. John here. A couple of videos back I showed this body, well not this body, another body. It took a nosedive into the floor from about 5.5, 6 feet. I'm not real sure, maybe 5 feet. And it destroyed the whole front end. I have it. Like that's the back, like that's the cab, part of the cab. And that's the rest of the cab. So I decided to go a different route. I swapped my 6-wheel steer stuff over to another vehicle. It was the Joker build that I had, and then still trying to get parts and pieces off this old one. It was purple and green, kind of looked like the Joker. So I decided to do more of a Joker build on this and do my 6x6 buggy. Thought the 6x6 buggy would be more capable than this thing. And I'm going to paint, I don't know if you can see in the back here, the rear bumper. I'm going to have to take that off and paint it somehow. It's hard to get off. I had to do a lot of trimming and stuff on it. I might paint it while it's on there and just paint it silver or something and then distress it a little bit. But I still have to glue a few parts and pieces on. Put a few little pieces on. Take some things off the old body. But I'm pretty happy with the way the green and the purple turned out. I don't know if eventually down the road I'm going to add some more green to the front. I wish it was a little more, I honestly wish it had more color pop on the front, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And I'm doing the bed all in black as well. The color that I use is called Dark as Night. I don't know if it's like a Batman Dark Knight reference. I don't know. I'm going with that since this is kind of a Joker build. But I'll start putting this together and getting the little parts and pieces on, and then we'll be back. All right, I still have to glue a couple pieces back on. I have this little piece and a roof piece. All pretty simple stuff. I decided to leave these panels black, but it doesn't take a lot of glue to get these on. You don't want to overdo your glue either. If I can get my glue out, I think it's time for a new tube of glue. It's kind of gloopy and gross right now. All right. Glue's not wanting to cooperate. A little Allen wrench. Spread it out a little bit and it'll be fine. But my glue is a little old. But you definitely have to glue this back piece in. Before you put the bed on. If not, you won't be able to glue it on. This piece can go on kind of whenever. if you do get too much glue, you can kind of clean it up with a razor blade as well. We also kind of have these little fenders. I don't know what they're called. It's kind of like a wheel guard. I'm hoping all this stays on while I put the bed on. I didn't think about that. If not, we'll pop them off and go from there. Just try not to bump it too much. That's most of the gluing. That's really all I've had to glue so far. Everything else pretty much bolts together. I'll just have to do a better job and not destroy this body. The bed is pretty simple to put on. It just has a whole lot of screws, so we're going to get our Injora screwdriver, electric screwdriver out to help with that. I wanted to do this yesterday, but my battery was dead on my screwdriver. But I'm using like little bitty counter, like, I can't think of what they're called, but there's a countersunk hole and those go into that. The difficult part is lining up the top. Might have to dig around and find some short or some longer screws. Again, on these things, you don't want to over tighten them because it's just 3D printed, and sometimes they have a tendency to strip out and then not hold very well. But there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the sides. I haven't decided it. There's some wheel arches that go on it, and I haven't decided how I want to do that yet because the back two don't quite fit right. Because I had to measure this bed and cut it myself, so where the fenders normally go isn't exactly perfect. But with this, It has access. I'm going to put the battery and run everything on that in the back of this. I've trimmed out a couple little spots so I can run all the cords and cables up through it. But if I ever do decide to go and mount everything underneath, I have an extra panel. This is the panel that I cut to fit wires up through. But I have an extra panel, so I can always go back in and put the battery tray and an ESC tray under this. The only problem I had with the ESC tray is some of the links and stuff seem to hit it. I have to find all my extra screws. I don't exactly remember how I had this laid out. I'll have this piece there. There's that piece there. It's kind of a puzzle. All right, I think that's how I had it. It's got a little latching mechanism and everything that you screw into it as well. But yeah, I wanted all my electronics up top. Should have probably cleaned up the wiring a little bit. I can always go back. I doubt I will, but I mean, I can clean up the wires now. There's no reason to put it off. At least from here back. I don't know if that'll fit through my hole then. I don't know. We're not going to do the wiring right now. I don't know if it's going to fit how I want it to fit, so. No, it's not a good angle, but I think it's like 4 screws in each little panel. If you can get them to line up properly. And you can use countersunk heads. I really wish I could remember what they're actually called. I might have to go with a little longer screw. It didn't seem to grab anything. Longer screw is not going to work on those. Not this particular section. The next section does not get any screws. It's got a little clip on it to hold your I might have to go back and trim this up to make it fit just a tad bit better. As you can see, it's got a little clip, and it just slides. One side slides under that, and then the other side is supposed to clip in. I don't know if just the paint thickness. I mean, all this fit really well previously. My friend RC Granny kind of helped me, give me a little inspiration on picking colors. She said I might as well go green and purple since I already had green and purple on the bottom. So shout out to them. I was really discouraged when I dropped this on this thing. I didn't drop it, it fell. But it was pretty discouraging. I won't have a driving video today. I'll add a clip at the end of driving it around, but and I'm just using stock Trx electronics. Oh, I thought that would work. Gotta get my Velcro, guys. Might try to print off a bed cover or make a bed cover. I'll try to figure out something to put electronics in, but we can run the battery and stuff all on the back. We'll straighten the wires up eventually, but that's pretty much it. Like, we're gonna call that, I think, done for the most part, and I still have to paint some on the back. Like I said, I don't know what color I want to do this bumper. I mean, it kind of stands out, but it's easy enough to take off. I think six screws, but I had to modify it a lot just to get it to work with this 6-wheel drive. So let me know what you guys think about the purple and the black and the green. I kind of like the way it turned out. I mean, paint job could be a little bit better, but that green was giving me a hard time. And I will add some running video at the end of this, but I appreciate everybody watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and share for all those things. Until then, stay safe. All right, guys, we're taking the 6x6 out for a little bit. It's not a super capable rig, but it does okay. Sorry, I'm trying a new video setup. I don't have the battery completely mounted yet, but I mean, this thing does okay. It doesn't have a lot of clearance in the front because the cab sticks out so far, but and this is my old crawler course. We'll go to where I moved it here in a minute. I like this kind of shot. It looks like it's kind of coming through the jungle a little bit. Sorry for the ESC whine. Or whine. It just has stock electronics in it, but I mean it does okay for what it is. It's not going to win any crawler comps. It's just kind of a cool looking build. But we'll go back to the new course, see how it does back there. All right, guys, we're on the new crawler course. We're just going to shoot a couple of lines because this thing doesn't do the best. I'm still trying to figure out the lines on how to run this. But the front end on it sticks out really, really far. And it just doesn't do the best as far as crawling goes. It tends to get hung up a lot on the front. And I'm still working on this course. I still have to do a lot of landscaping on it. I don't think it might make it up this. That's pretty steep. Oh, come on. Yeah. Or we got to help it a little bit. Turning radius on it's horrible too. It does a lot better on steep climbs than I thought it would. That long wheelbase helps out a lot with that. We're going to try to sorry, still trying to get used to holding with one hand. I think we'll end it right there. That's kind of a cool shot to end on. But yeah, I'm still working on the course. I brought some of this stuff over. Got to do a lot of weeding. It wasn't my first choice. For a spot, but that's it. This is the course layout for now. Got to bring a lot of rocks over, but again, this is just to kind of show some running footage of this. And I appreciate everybody watching. Please like, comment, share, do all the things. And everybody stay safe and have a great day.